I finished Resident Evil 4 Remake tonight, and so far it is the biggest disappointment of the year for me. I didn't have the best start of it when I started playing it when I was sick, and I apologise if I cough during this because I'm still sick. But it's just not a patch on the original in pretty much any way. The graphics are better, music isn't as good, the general combat loop is similar, but it throws so many enemies at you at one time that you can't really do what you used to do back in the day of finding yourself a nice little place to bottleneck everyone and have a shooting gallery, because there's just too many of them to feasibly do so. Well, I can here because I'm in New Game Plus and I've got a better gun, but normally when you're playing through, enemies take so many shots to die, you really can't stick and move. You can have to reposition yourself regularly. I think I put a bear trap down. I didn't actually see that happen before. Ammo is incredibly infrequent, and bad guys will regularly attack you from off screen with no warning, as opposed to, well, in the original they would generally shout something before they hit you so you had a chance to move. This one, nah. And they'll happily combo you out and stop you from being able to defend yourself. Of course, there's multiple ways to get that done. Got a magnum for you, buddy.
Next. That was not easy.
The game expects you to learn how to parry with your knife like I just did, because it will throw so many things at you that you literally cannot avoid taking damage unless you're parrying. And I'm not going to continue much further past this because this is where the demo was, and you can try the demo yourself to experience all this kind of stuff. Skip comms, thank you. It's just disappointing compared to the original. Like, there's so many things taken out of it that just took me out of the experience entirely. Small things like, there's only one way to open doors now. You push them open. In the original, you could press once to open and press it again to kick them, and you could stun enemies by doing so and make them drop their shields and weapons and stuff. This, nah. Can't do that. There's so many bear traps. They don't hurt you, they just stop you, which can of course get you killed if someone with a chainsaw is there. But they're just there to annoy you more than anything else. Penetration is weird. Like, I've got a sniper rifle and I could fire through multiple enemies at one time to get multiple hits with one bullet, and then a guy with a wooden shield would get hit by it and his shield would break and the person behind him would die, but he'd be fine. Like, it just felt very inconsistent with stuff like that. What else? Incendiary grenades don't exist anymore. Instead you get these heavy grenades, which are just a slightly bigger explosion and not very interesting. There's a new crafting system because, you know, you couldn't just get ammo anymore. You have to get gunpowder, and then you have to get resources to put together with the gunpowder to make ammo, which just means that instead of bad guys actually dropping you shotgun shells, you get one piece of gunpowder, and once you get 11 of them, you can have 6 shotgun shells. So it just spreads out your ammo drops and makes you have to make tough choices, like, do you want to have rifle ammo or shotgun ammo for this next encounter? And it doesn't really matter because by the end of the encounter you'll have no ammo left anyway. I got the expanded map DLC. That was probably a mistake because it adds a ton of treasures to the map that aren't normally there, and meant I was able to upgrade my weapons way higher than they probably should have been, which is honestly the only saving grace I had, because otherwise I probably wouldn't have even had the game finished by now. Late game enemies don't react the same way they used to. Like, they used to be slow, lumbering, scary things that you had to be careful and, you know, aim precisely to defeat. And now they slide around like greased ferrets trying to jump on you, and they can attack you from 7 miles away, which is frustrating. Speaking of frustrating, I only died 3 times in the entirety of my playthrough. Every single one of them was a one-hit kill that I could have done nothing to prevent. One of them was when I got grabbed from behind from an enemy I didn't know was there because he made no sound, and then I got chainsawed. One of them was from when I got hit a single time playing as a different character, because they don't have a health bar anymore. You can't like give them yellow herbs to help them be stronger. They just take one hit and they die. And from a boss's one-hit kill attack, which I didn't know he could do, because I'd thrown a grenade into his mouth, which got me a trophy, and then I immediately died afterwards. So that was fun. The boss fights in general are terrible. Like, they really want to lean into this whole knife parrying mechanic thing they've got going on. Like, they're just frustrating. Like, enemies with wide area of effect attacks that you can't really avoid taking damage from. Spawning extra enemies just for the sake of it. I really should have taken more time to put my thoughts into coherent order, but I just wanted to do this review and then turn it off and uninstall it and not play it again. Which is, I suppose, the most damning thing I could say about it. Like, I completed Resident Evil 4 on pretty much every platform it came out on, and then I'd go back in to do New Game Plus runs and have a fun time and do Mercenaries, and there's no Mercenaries here. That'll be coming in a couple of weeks as a free DLC, but ain't at launch. There's no Assignment Ada here. I have no idea if that's going to come at any point. There's no separate ways. There's no Plagia's extraction laser. Like, I understand you can get the hand cannon in the Chicago typewriter if you beat professional with an A+ rank under 4 hours, this, that, and the other thing, while standing upside down and, you know, eating a banana. But I don't want to do any of those things. I had that toxic of a time playing through the 16 hours of the campaign of this game that I do not want to play it again. And that is the first time I can say that about Resident Evil 4 on any platform. So disappointing.